Hello everyone, my name's Kristen, and if you're watching my show for the first time, I do recommend that you watch the first episode that I ever did. It's called Monster Under My Bed, even though I'm continuing with that. I believe it's the video that's 15 minutes long. It's my very first one. I'm in a green shirt. Anyway, so this channel is going to be used. I created it to help all the people out there who have ever been assaulted, abused in any sort of manner, psychologically, physically, any type of assault, whether it was rape, you name it. I'm trying to heal with everyone out there because I have a story as well where I was assaulted and lost my eyesight. So I thought, while I'm healing, I would try to reach out to the world, and I would like to see how other people feel too, and maybe together we can actually heal. So that's the point of my show. But if you like and subscribe, you can leave comments. And if you want me to go over any topics, or if you want me to air any opinions or any stories, you could personally put them in the comments there, and I will definitely share them. Or if you have a comment you want it aired, I definitely could do that. Just mention that you want it to go on the show, or really it's just the channel. But yes. Now, today we are going to talk about forgiveness. And I thought a lot about what our next episode was going to be about. I know I touched a little bit about PTSD in my the first show. We'll get into depth on that, but this is all really how I feel and the research that I've done. And what I came up with is you can't really move forward until you have forgiveness. And forgiveness is super hard. A lot of people mistake forgiveness as not condoning, approving, or excusing the behavior of that person. Forgiveness is for you. It's on your terms. It's when you feel that you're ready to forgive that person, but it does not change what has happened. It doesn't change what that person has done. You can forgive them. That person can be totally out of your life from years ago. You can still choose to forgive them in your heart. And a lot of people out there, I bet you, are saying, yeah, F them and stuff. And I understand that for sure, because I feel the same way. But what I've learned when people talk to me about forgiveness, because I go to several groups, and they made it clear to me that forgiveness is really for you. You're going to keep hurting over what this person did, and they're not even have a care in the world. So if you forgive them, then your life, you'll continue to get it back. Again, forgiveness is not condoning anyone of what they've done. And it's not forgetting that you were wronged in any type of way, or if you were right or wrong in the situation. It doesn't mean that. It's an agreement. It's not an agreement, actually, to continue relationships as it was. After forgiving someone, you can choose to resume, modify, or end the relationship. I am reading off the paper. I took some notes, so I apologize. But those few things, if we talk about them. And then one more to add. Forgiveness is not simply saying, I forgive you, without meaning it. In fact, you can forgive someone without ever saying it. You could just forgive it in your heart. You don't have to give that person the satisfaction of saying, I forgive you. Because in my situation, I personally want to throw up when I think about that. But it's something that takes time. And I believe it's something that's going to take a lot of time for me. But just talking about it on a level of, my assault has been about a year. So it's kind of new. A lot of people think you and I understand each other because you've been through it. So a year is really not that long. Actually, I feel like it just happened yesterday. So for me, forgiveness it's extremely hard. But when I research this, and it says, and I'll show you the paper, but it says forgiveness is letting go of resentment, anger, and hostility towards someone who treated you unfairly, even though you are justified in having these feelings. Forgiveness is recognizing the wrongdoer is human and treating them decent despite what they did. I have a problem with that one. Forgiveness is a chance to amend a relationship that was damaged if you choose to do so. So forgiveness is not an agreement to continue a relationship with someone. You can choose to resume or modify the relationship. You don't have to even see them, or you don't even have to tell them. Forgiveness is a process that can start at any time when you're ready. You can even forgive a person who is no longer in your life. So if you've moved on and you're still struggling to forgive that person, remember that forgiveness is not something you do for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. And that's a very important statement, because that person is walking around out there or doing whatever they're doing, and they're not thinking about us, and they're not a care in the world about what we did or what they did to us, okay? I have a problem with that, of course. Forgiveness is super hard for me, and personally, I chose this topic because I'm really trying to work at it. And I think it's something that everyone should try to do. I'm getting a little bit better at it each day that I wake up. But my problem with this is I'm just very angry about losing my eyesight, and I guess that for me, I'm not at the point to forgive her, but I'm trying. So when I say I'm trying to get it clear in my head as well, understanding forgiveness is for you. They say, like, that person doesn't care what they did to you. You're taking up headspace with them, like they're in your mind constantly, and you're not in theirs. And really, it's true that you cannot continue to heal unless you do forgive them. So with that said, I'm working on trying to forgive, but it's something that will come in time, so don't get frustrated. But the other topic that we can go over is forgiveness and anger, because really, when I think of forgiveness, I get angry. Let's face it, I'm embarrassed that it happened to me, excuse me. Sorry. And I'm ashamed when I go into the store. I have to use a seeing stick. If you want to see it, this is my good old seeing stick that I have to bring everywhere. And I have to go into the store and I ram into everything possible. And people look at me a different way, which I really don't think that that's actually right. But they do. You know how people are. I'm very angry about this, that this girl did this to me, and she's just enjoying her life. So I have problems with forgiving her, because I don't care what kind of medication she was supposed to be on. I really don't. At the end of the day, I believe she knew what she was doing. So anger, I'm going through anger right now. I would like to know your thoughts about anger, and maybe we can heal together again. I would like to know your thoughts on anger, and I'll air them, and maybe we could talk about it a little bit more. But for right now, let's get back to forgiveness, because I'm getting angry. I'm actually sweating. Okay, so what I want to read is, forgiveness is an opportunity to heal. Forgiveness can reduce symptoms of trauma, anger, anxiety, and depression. Additionally, it can increase hope and self-esteem. So this is getting back to where forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. They don't even have to know that you're forgiving them. You know, in my instance, if I ever do forgive, it's going to be best forgive and forget. When I'm ready to do that, I can imagine that it's a great experience. I mean, I'm working towards it. So I really encourage you all out there that, you know, agree with me on forgiveness, barf, barf, but we should try to work towards forgiving that person, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who are suffering and they're not. That's basically what it is. And you don't want to see them win. We are not victims, we are survivors. So you got to show them that we are better than you, and you're not going to ruin our lives. We are survivors, and we're going to do great things. So going on to what forgiveness is not, how about we go to forgiveness is not? Again, it's not condoning, approving, or excusing what happened. Number one. Forgiveness is not forgetting how you were wronged or pretending like nothing happened. So we're still going to know that person's wrong for what they did to us. Forgiveness is not an agreement to continue a relationship. Forgiveness is not simply saying, I forgive you, without meaning it. In fact, you can forgive without ever saying so that you don't have to tell the person. You can just say it within your heart, and you could just say, finally, hey, I just forgive them, and I'll pray for them. Forgiveness is not getting even or getting revenge. Getting even might feel good in the moment, but unlike forgiveness, it does not resolve anger and resentment. I'm a big believer on that. That's why I am working towards forgiving this girl, because I let her take so much of my day that it's ridiculous. When I wake up in the morning, I see her. When I'm shopping, I think of her because of this stupid stick, and having to go I went to Walmart today, and it was a disaster because I don't like all the people around me. I got extremely sweaty and sick. I had my stick with me. Even talking about it right now, I'm not feeling so hot about it. I was never like this. I love to shop. Look, I got these online shopping, so at least there's online shopping yet. But as far as going in the store, it's hard. So with that being said, how many other times did I let her in my life? A lot in the past year. So I cannot drive anymore because they took my license. That when I went to the carnival, there was a fair around where I live, and it was for 2 nights ago it was. And I went with all my friends, and I had a really good time thanks to my best friend. I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not mentioning names, but she's really my best friend, and I give shout out to her because she helped me through a lot at that fair, because it was the first time I was out, first time I was in public, and it was dark, and I wanted to go on rides, and she went on rides with me, every single one, and I had a blast. And then after the night was over, I thought, well, what's so bad about this? So it's given me a little bit more of a strength. But it's really important that you have supporters, your friends, your family. For me, I don't have family, so, but, you know, whoever's close enough to you, it could be anyone. But it's very important to have support and someone to talk to. Now, today is the first time I went into the store. So last night, I thought of this woman that hurt me. And to this morning, and going into the store and putting on my makeup, because my eye, if you can notice, it's a little bit off. It's always red, it's smaller than the other, and let's face it, it's just a big change of life. You know, about disability, they're giving me a hard time because of my age. It's just a lot. But I know I'm going off topic, ADD there, but I want to know your thoughts. So, for me, if I forgave this girl, I bet I would have a lot less anxiety and a lot less anger than I do. But I just don't know how to do it. If someone out there knows how to do it or tells me in any kind of way the steps I need to take to do this, I would so appreciate that. If you can please comment and tell me some of your ideas so we can heal together, I would appreciate that so much, because again, I can't for the life of me try to forgive her. Every time I try to think about it, I get sick in the stomach. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive her. I know I need to, because my life will never be the same, and I have to face that. It will never be the same. So do I dwell on it for the next 20 years, or do I try to forgive her now so I'm free in spirit and mind for the next 20 years? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't want her to steal the time away from me that I have now, and in the future. So, and with being, I'm also, again, sober, and I plan to stay that way. So, that's all the more to it. I'm not going to let her ruin my life. I'm not going to resort back to drugs. I'm not going to use again. So I'm hoping that this channel will help a lot of different people. And, you know, it's a big choice. It's a big choice to decide to be sober. And if anything, that girl she did push me to be sober, because after that I thought, you know what, I can't go into any other jail. I can't. I don't have my eyesight. I went to Philly County on a writ, which is like from one jail to the other and then back to this home jail. And I went there for 2 weeks, and it was awful. I couldn't see who was back around me. Like, I just could not see what was going on around me. I was a mess. And I decided that, you know what, I can't live this way anymore. The fast life is just, even though it was fun, and it wasn't fun for drugs, I'm just saying, like, some of it, I will always have good times, but the fast life, the clubbing and all that, that's done for me. I'm ready to just live my life and not have to wake up to anything like sickness or But now I have. So when I think about it that way, I do thank her in a way. It's very bizarre. So I don't really know how to deal with that. And again, like saying in my first episode, that's what I was getting at. There's really no pill to help someone with these thoughts. Like, there's no pill for, I know there's pill for anger, but it's really not. Like, you'll never be cured with the pill. It comes in from all working it out up here. And there's really nothing they can give me to be okay with it. Like, there's no feel good pill. And I wish they made one, but they don't. Excuse me. So that's my story. I want to hear from you guys again how my show is. If you like it, I'm going to be doing another episode, and let's see if you have an idea for the show. If not, I'll think about a good topic. But in the meantime, I appreciate you listening, and I hope whatever I say on here, I hope it will definitely help the next person. But I would want to mention one last thing, and I found this, and I thought I'll share it with you. These are things I never said to myself. Things I never said to myself. Forgive yourself for tolerating the unfairness other people put you through, for not knowing and doing better, for prioritizing everything and everyone else but yourself, for constantly breaking your spirit without realizing it, for not being kind enough towards yourself. If you've given so many chances to those who've wronged you, what could ever make you less deserving? And that's by Nolene Zed. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but so I'm going to leave you with that today. I'm going to work on my shows being a little bit longer. You have to understand, though, like, sometimes, okay, I'm a work in progress, just like you guys. So sometimes it gets to be a little much for me to talk about it. So I'm taking it a little bits by little bits, and I don't want you guys to get all burned out. So I just want to see if you guys are liking this show, if it's gonna stick. I hope it sticks and stays. Let's leave with a positive affirmation. I would love to hear a positive affirmation from you, so comment and like and subscribe. But let's say if you see someone without a smile today, give them yours. How about that? And you also make a positive affirmation. Listening. Wonderful. And another thing I know that helps, if you look in the mirror like this, look in the mirror, and you say to yourself, I'm a beautiful person. I'm a beautiful person. Every time you do that, it will raise your self-esteem. So I recommend that too. That's like positive self-talk, training the brain. So I am also going to leave you with that idea. So I appreciate everyone tuning in and watching. I will make another video tomorrow because I love making these, okay? So I'll see you later. Bye.